right, man, let's talk about Deandre Hunter possibly being the best alternative to if we don't get Cam Johnson. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. So I think free agency kick off Friday. I don't know if it's a certain tampering period, but or whatever going on with that, but we're gonna rock this out into the free agent period over with, and then obviously you got that dead period for a few weeks between now and the NFL training camp. Excited about the Lions, but obviously you know me, and somebody got offended when I told them I didn't have no expectations. That's just me. I mean, I used to have expectations when I was younger, but not really. I still get a Pistons expectations, but they close to you losing their privileges too, dude. But yeah, man, I like to see I think Deandre Hunter is a great fit. Now, I didn't realize he had an extension, and this is the year his extension kick off. I mean, he shoot around 35% from three. I mean, you could throw guys like Kelly Oubre in there. Think about Oubre, man. He real kind of like sketchy with his shooting. He shot 31% from three last year. But the three things good about these guys is they can defend. Hunter is a little bit more thicker than Cam Johnson. But Cam Johnson, maybe, they both rangy. Cam then played the four in Phoenix. People forget that. And a lot of they starting lineup, he was playing the 4 for a minute. Hunter 6'8", I think Cam about 6'9". They about the same, but Hunter a little bit thicker. I think Cam Johnson played about 41 games last year, had an injury. I think Hunter played about 62 or 67, something like that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, dude, they can kind of and then you got the mid-level exception too, so don't forget that's around $12.4 million. So they got some things they can play with. They can create more cap space by doing signing trades or dumping salaries. Obviously, Isaiah Stewart, I would have no problem dumping him in Boston. Killian, I would have no problem dumping him wherever. Marvin Bagley, probably down in Dallas. But I told y'all his contract wasn't as bad as it seemed. So I won't mind dumping them. Some people think Wiseman should go too. I like to see Wiseman off the bench a little bit, but I understand the dynamic between Wiseman and Duran and their competition and all that. So I get that, but iron sharpen iron sometimes. But I mean, you got some other alternatives there. Like TJ Warren can probably play the 3 or the 4, but he been fairly injured throughout his career. So but yeah, man, I think that, quite frankly, bro, I believe that I think a lot of people like Hunter. Hunter gonna make around 20 to 24 million over the next 4 years. He will be unrestricted. His last year, he'd be 29 years old. So by 30, he'll hit the market again. So there's some motivation there, and it could be about almost $10 million difference between the two. If Cam creep up into the $33 million range, it's about a $10 million difference, give or take, on each year. Jordan about 21, 20. I mean, Hunter about 21, 22. Oubre will probably be around that mid-level exception. Now, also talked about in the Short Thompson video where I said that a lot of people saying, why do we need Cam if we got a Short Thompson? There's no guarantee he's gonna come in and start right away and be ready right away. You still need alternatives. Even with a Short Thompson, you don't know. Like with Hunter, you're gonna have to trade for Hunter. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So what do you trade for Hunter? Do you trade future draft compensation and do you absorb the contract? Do you have an expiring contract to send to Atlanta? Does Atlanta want a particular player? That's the question. And you look at Atlanta is put together. What do they really need when you talking about Bogdanovich, Trae Young, Clint Capella, Anik Okongwu, Sadiq Bey? Now, what do they really need? They got a lot of different guys over there. So that's the question. Would they be interested in another Bogdanovich? Could you trade? I mean, could you get away with saying, maybe send Burks down there and say, we absorb the rest of the 11 and 12 or $13 million. We absorb that. You're going to have to help Atlanta out. You're gonna have to absorb some of that contract. That's the thing about it. So what compensation would Atlanta want for you taking that contract on? You know, I mean, that's the question. So it could be a lot of trades for the Pistons to have. They make Garland available. I don't see Garland being a fit here regardless, but just saying, it's a lot of guys becoming available. And you know, obviously you got a chance to swing at Cam Johnson, see what happened. You know, and with Brooklyn, they can easily say, you know what, let's just do a sign and trade. We'll decline that offer sheet, or we'll sign them. We'll trade them there for blah 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 blah. I think they can opt to do that, but Hunter is a great alternative. Can I see a scenario and they can use both? Yeah, I can see a scenario. It's a lot of money tied up when you got Thompson in the chamber. So what I'm thinking is, if they can secure one of them, right, and they can secure one of them, then maybe you can go out there and get a Corey Crisper. Maybe you can still sign a Grant Williams. Maybe you can still sign a Kelly Oubre. That's pretty much where you're going. You need shooting after that. You know, and I'm gonna talk about some value power forwards too, because they still got to fill that role. So they could go big with Cam Johnson, still have the mid-level exception, and still get a power forward too. Because the Lakers wouldn't have a problem signing Ryu Hachimura and shipping them here. This will give you one of the names I'm gonna talk about in the video coming up. Where I don't know which way I'm gonna upload them. Sometimes some come up, news come up. But I definitely want to get him out there before free agency kickoff. So yeah, like I said before, it's a situation where one of these two, maybe a Oubre, maybe you trade for Corey Crisper, another shooter or something like that out there. You know, would you be a fan of bringing Reggie Bullock back to shoot? I'm not sure. But I still think, especially if you move Bojanovic, you need another shooter out there. Even with if you keep Bogdanovic, Sasser, 3 good shooters off the bench. But I still feel like you got Thompson off the bench. I mean, that's cool for sure. And Wiseman, that's cool. And then, you know, you get Cam Johnson and Hunter to be in the starting lineup until Thompson ready. But then at the end of the day, the only hole you got to fill is another forward. That's why a lot of people was in love with drafting Taylor Hendricks, because with Taylor Hendricks, he could play the 3 to 4 and probably get a little bigger, stronger. He could play the 5. He can stretch it out. He can defend. He can block. So that was kind of the infatuation with that. But they like a short Thompson floor. I heard somebody say he got a high floor. Ceiling. I heard somebody say he got a high floor, but his shooting is going to unlock his ceiling. So we'll see. But, you know, Hunter's a great alternative in the scenario. Could I see both? That'd be tough. It'd be a lot of cap taken up between both. But I think if you do add another wing, another forward, you probably want to get a power forward who got the versatility to guard 3s and 4s and some stay in front of some 2s and some 1s. And I'm going to get into a couple names as well, too. That's lower budget. And then if it doesn't really work out, then next year you can go attack and you can move and kind of see where you at with it at. But, hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Peace.